All right, guys. So I'm going to be doing a comic review from another book sent to me by my friend Chris. Thank you once again, bro. And yeah, we're going to be talking about Human Target, or The Human Target, I should say. This is by Tom King and Greg Smallwood, and this is book 2, but I have read. It was both. Chris sent me both books. Like I've said, one of the reasons why Chris did send me Danger Street, another Tom King DC book. But the reason why I haven't read it yet is because Tom King is a very concise writer, and you have to remember every detail. So I'm waiting to get book 2 of Danger Street before I actually read the whole book. That was the same thing of he sent me volume 1, but I was like, oh wait, I don't want to read the book till I get volume 2. So I waited until Chris sent me the second book of Human Target and spent the whole weekend reading both books, which is 6 issues apiece, which is 12 in total. Obviously, you guys can do math. I'm not calling any of you dumb, I swear. Anyway, so this is a Black Label book, and you guys know that I absolutely adore Tom King as a writer. One of my favorite writers to follow, even though, yes, I will call a spade sometimes. Obviously, his Batman run ran too long. I didn't care much for Heroes in Crisis, but I don't fully blame him on all that. It was clear that it was an idea for an event that he wanted to do, and then Dan DiDio just stuck his dick in it and ruined the whole damn thing. So I can't fully blame him on that. But also, there's all while I really enjoy his Wonder Woman, and Chris did say he's going to be sending me Penguin Volume 2 at some point, which his Penguin book is phenomenal. I will also say that I didn't I really love his Wonder Woman, but the tie-in issues are really not good. So now that Absolute Power is over, I'm hoping when we get to Volume 3 of Wonder Woman, we can move past that and keep going with the book. I'm also kind of hoping that the Wonder Woman ongoing he's doing doesn't go too long, because that was the problem with his Batman. So yeah. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So getting back to this, King works best when he's doing a concise maxi series or a little story arc. That is the case here. So, what is this comic about? Well, like I said, this is a DC Black Label book, and essentially what it is a book about a lesser-known character called the Human Target, which, by the way, non sequitur, the Human Target actually had a TV show, for those who don't know, in the 2010s, I think, and I didn't realize that was a DC property. I remember watching episodes and then seeing the DC comic image. I'm like, what the hell is this? And then it turns out Human Target's a DC character. So yeah, he's a very lesser-known character who basically he's like a super spy who can mimic people, kind of like James Bond meets the Chameleon from Marvel Comics. That's the best way to describe Human Target. The character Christopher Chance, he basically works as a bodyguard for Lex Luthor, and during an assassination attempt, he was posing as Luthor, and he ingested a poison that while he threw it back up, there was enough in there to kill him in the span of 12 days. So now Christopher has to figure out who poisoned him in the last 12 days of his life. And the only suspects are the Justice League International. So the 12 issues represent the 12 days of Christopher's life, the final days of life, as he is going around trying to figure out who killed him. This book is awesome. I'm going to be honest. Also, you really have to be in the right mindset for it. You really have to be in, the correct mindset for it, because this is a very, most Tom King books, Tom King is an emotional anglerfish. He likes to dangle all the fun stuff in front of you, then grab you with jaws of despair. So yeah, it very much is, you got to be in the right mindset for a Tom King book, especially a Tom King Black Label book, because here he can do anything. This is very much written what I like about especially is Greg Smallwood's artwork, where it's very Art Deco, very 1960s, 1950s, early 60s kind of artwork and style. I want to show you some art that won't spoil anything, and also it's a Black Label book, so there is some stuff in here. I'm trying to think of what would be a good to show, because I really want to show Greg Smallwood's artwork in here because it's phenomenal. I'm trying to figure out what would be a solid thing for, because I really want to show it. I really want to show, like, there we go. Is that not, like, awesome, right? Anyway, so I like about this is that it is kind of a story about the Justice League International, and there is a murderer there. And I admittedly did figure out the mystery beforehand, but I didn't care because there was enough of the continuing story that made me go, this is engaging enough, even though I've more or less figured out the mystery and who killed him. I still want to see how this goes. And I gotta be honest, the ending is very much like, wow, we went there. And again, I really want to keep it vague, but there's it's a solid detective story. And again, it's very much like, I love the artwork that Greg Smallwood has in here of this kind of like Art Deco kind of like retro storytelling. And it really fits. It also is like a noir story too, because again, it's Chance trying to figure out a murder, his own murder, and he's only got an X amount of days for it. Now, the Justice League International are kind of treated, it's not like the boys level for the Justice League International, but they are kind of, this is a different universe, so even though, yes, we do reference some events that happened in Keith Giffen's JLI book, we don't, my neck's so sore. We don't make it that far, but we do kind of accentuate some stuff in this book, like Fire and John Jones are having an affair. We also have Guy, whose douchiness is turned up to 11. And this is a fan of, like, I understand as a Guy Gardner fan that Guy is sometimes hard to really defend. But again, this is another universe not in canon, so yeah. There's also, like, a great story in here, because each one deals with a different member of the JLI. There's also, like, a great issue in here where Christopher thinks Batman is after him because he basically forms a romantic relationship with Ice, even though she is one of the suspects who possibly killed him. And him and Ice get into a bit of trouble. And the whole issue, even though you don't see him, Christopher thinks that Batman's coming to get him, and he is just paranoid as fuck. Like, you see the growing tension, and they don't even name drop Batman. They're just like, yeah, Batman never shows up. But, like, the whole time, Christopher is just like, oh my god, he is coming to beat my ass. Like, Batman. And then Ice is like, who could be better than you? And he goes, and he only says his name once, Batman. Batman's better than me. And they're like, and he's like, oh fuck. But yeah, I just like the tension of that, even though we never see Batman in this book or Superman. This is, like I said, the only other character we get outside the JLI is Dr. Midnight. And that's really it. There's mentions of Superman and Batman, but like no one really they don't really show up. This is again a JLI book, and focuses on them. This is a great story, and the ending is very bittersweet, but that's what you expect from Tom King writing at this point. So yeah, I think this is some of his best work, though. Concise, to the point, and doesn't waste anything. Yeah. So I highly recommend Human Target, like 100%. Like, there's no doubt about it. I say get both books, or maybe wait for a trade where, wait for a future trade where the comic is in one. I think it might be out now. It could be. I don't know. But maybe wait for like a whole paperback where it has all 12 issues. But I definitely say go out and find both books. It's a great story, a great mystery. And again, it's Tom King, so he's going to rip your heart out. But you're going to feel good about it. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, there's my review for The Human Target. Chris, I'd like to thank you once again, bro, for sending me this book and others. And yeah, if you've read Human Target, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of it. Comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.